Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are doing our 2-month postpartum update. Samuel's actually 2 months already. Time has flown by so quickly. Look how he's looking at himself. Say hi, boo-boo. You see this little way. I guess I'll just start from like right after giving birth up until this point. So as you guys know, Samuel was born September 25th, 2019. He came in weighing at 5'10", so he was what they said small for his gestational age. So during his hospital stay, he had to be monitored. His sugar and his temperature had to be monitored the whole time he was at the hospital. So when I would feed him, I would have to call the nurse to get them to check his blood sugar before I fed him, and they would have to check his temperature to make sure he was staying at the right core temperature for his age and his size. So we stayed in the hospital for a day because I gave birth at 4:30 in the morning. I think it was 4:29 he was born. So because I gave birth so early in the morning, we only stayed one night, and that was like the longest night ever. Well, technically 2 nights we stayed, because we stayed the night he was born, and then we stayed another night, I believe. I can't remember. That was it felt like so long ago. We stayed there for a night and a half. I guess I can say night and a half. And his hospital stay was good. Before we left, you know how they check for the jaundice, hearing, and he passed all of his tests, but before we left, his jaundice test was taken and his levels were kind of low, so we stayed so they could do another test, and his levels were all right. We left, we came home. I breastfed in the hospital. I had a tough time with him breastfeeding. In the hospital, I breastfed him right off the boobie, and that was hard. His latch wasn't, you know how babies come in, their latch isn't all the way perfect. Some babies have perfect latches when they're born, and some don't. So I had to work with his latch the whole time we were in the hospital. It was just a shallow latch, and he wasn't opening his mouth wide enough, and plus he was circumcised. So once, you know, baby boys are circumcised, they don't want to eat. That took a while, and coming home trying to breastfeed him was a journey. He weighed 5'10" when he was born. He left the hospital at 5'7", I believe. And when we had our first appointment, which was the next day after we left the hospital, was 5'2". So he had lost a significant amount of weight, and so at his pediatrician visit, they wanted to supplement with formula, and I was upset because I didn't want him to be on formula. But my milk hadn't come in yet, and he was still on colostrum, and because he wasn't feeding as much as he needed to, he wasn't putting the weight on. So for his first 2 weeks, he was on the Enfamil formula, and I would pump what little bit of milk I had, or my colostrum, into the Enfamil formula, so you could have just a little bit of colostrum with his milk. And I did that for a couple of days until I finally got my milk in, and then after that he ate, but he would only feed from the bottle, so I had to pump, right? And that's what he's drinking now. At first it was every 2 hours, but then as he started to get a little bit older, I started doing every 3 hours, and he was only eating like 2 ounces at the beginning, so I wasn't like really stressed about him getting milk, because once my milk came in, he was getting enough milk, I believe, or I was pumping enough milk to where I have an excess stash, which I haven't touched yet, of about 180 something ounces now. I think because he's 2 months, my milk is slowly decreasing. I'm not pumping like I should be, which is, you know, my fault, because I get lazy and I don't feel like pumping, and I just want to, you know, sleep, because he doesn't sleep a lot. Well, he sleeps most of the night, but he's up every 2 hours. You know how babies feed every 2 hours because they're hungry or they need to be changed. He is feeding every 2 hours, so in between those hours I should be pumping, but I'm not. I was, like, when he was first born, a couple of weeks I would pump. Say hi.
Oh God, I didn't want to interrupt you.
You don't pump in the video, you gotta say hi.
I didn't want to interrupt you while you was in the middle of something. Hello everybody. How y'all doing? Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Ooh, that's pumping time.
Pumping time.
Anyway,
God
funny. Bless. Tell somebody you love
them. They're funny.
Peace.
They're funny. When he was first born, you know, I got my pump and then I was pumping every 2 hours to, you know, maintain a steady supply. We finished with this, and then I started pumping every 3 hours. That's that for breastfeeding. I really wanted him to latch on, you know, so we could have that baby mother connection from him being on the booby, but obviously he didn't want that. So, you know, I'm not mad that I have the pump and he drinks it from the bottle. He's still getting fat, he's still getting what he needs, and I'm not upset about it. But this little boy can eat. I'm telling you, he can put down a 4-ounce bottle like no tomorrow. So we have been putting a little bit of cereal in his milk so it could, you know, hold him a little bit longer, and he's not hungry still after eating. His weight right now, because he has had his 2-month visit, he is 11 pounds. I don't know how many ounces they said, but he is 11 pounds. So baby boy has picked up his weight a lot. His pediatrician was like, he put on 6 pounds in 2 months. Yeah, he eats a lot, right, boo-boo? I think he's getting full. He eats a lot. I'm trying to pump and make sure he has what he has so that he's not hungry. He's getting chunky. He's got his little rolls on his legs. You can't tell because he has his shorts on, but he has his rolls on his leg, which I enjoy because they're so cute. I love rolls on babies. They're just the cutest little thing because it's like something they can't they can't help that they get fat, and it's the cutest little thing. All right, ignore the vacuum. His sleeping schedule. Right, so he sleeps pretty much all throughout the day. Most of the day he's asleep. He has no issues with sleeping during the day. At night he'll sleep. If he's, you know, in a comfortable position, he'll sleep for at least 3 hours straight and then wake up to eat. He's getting to the point where he's sleeping at, you know, most of the night. So I'm not upset about that. You know, I get my sleep. Being a mommy, you get tired and your body doesn't rest as it should. When I gave birth, I believe I was at 150. Yeah, I didn't really gain too much weight being pregnant with him. So I started off at 140, I believe. 135, 140-ish when before I got pregnant with him. And then when I gave birth, I was 149, 150-ish. And today, I believe I am 139-ish. It ranges, it varies. So I lost all my baby weight from Samuel. My baby weight from Torian, I still haven't lost yet. I still have the poundages from that. And no postpartum depression. Are you hearing me? You know, there were some days I was so upset that he had to be on formula and my milk wasn't coming in. I was upset about that, and that I always get upset about my milk. Like when I was postpartum with Torian, I had the same thing because I was upset my milk hadn't come in. I got through it, and you guys, I do struggle with a little bit of depression, and I'm gonna do a story time about, you know, how I deal with it and how I try to overcome it. My postpartum depression wasn't that bad. I don't think I had any like negative bad days. Oh, okay, I'm still going. I didn't have any like 2 bad days. It's really hard to be upset. I got 2 kids that love on me dearly, and then I have my husband who definitely tries to uplift my spirits when he knows I'm feeling a little bit down. The postpartum wasn't really too bad for me. Oh. Okay, hold on guys, I'll be right back. So I guess next I'm going to talk about the aftermath of having a baby. Because Samuel was born so small, I believe I only had to get 1 stitch. Because it was so superficial, I only needed 1 stitch. It wasn't like a big tear, it wasn't a really big cut. So my healing process wasn't too bad, wasn't too painful. I remember with Torian, I had a 3rd-degree tear, and I was in pain for about a week and a half. Samuel, tear wasn't too bad. I was able to get up and walk around and move like I needed to. Like I was telling Thomas after I gave birth, felt so good. My energy levels were so high. My body felt good. I didn't feel like, you know, I gave birth. Maybe because I didn't really have drugs in my system like I did with Hi. Mama. Boo boo. I love you. The epidural did hurt. I think I still feel a little bit of it now. Like in my lower back, I still feel like a little twinge here and there. I bled for about 3.5 weeks, and after I had Torian, I bled for about 5 weeks, and then I got my period right after, which wasn't fun. I bled for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, technically 2.5, because like when it got to 3, it completely slowed down. You know, I kept the pad on just in case I had some bleeding. But yeah, postpartum wasn't that bad. Postpartum, like body wise, it wasn't that bad. When we came home, I was able to, you know, do what I needed to do. I got right back into cleaning. I did a little bit of cooking, not too much. I sat down and made sure my body was rested, because having a baby for your body is pretty traumatic. So I made sure I was rested. I'll lay on the couch and watch my videos or watch TV with Thomas. Thomas helps out as much as he can. You know, he's still tired. Mostly at night I'm up with Samuel, because Torian sleeps through the night, so we all share a bed. Body wise, I like snap back like crazy. Like, not like, you know, got small, but my body snapped back to how I was before I gave birth. So I'm pretty happy I can still fit in my pre-pregnancy clothes, because at the end of pregnancy, girl, I was not fitting into anything. And I didn't want to buy any maternity clothes because I didn't feel like wasting money on maternity clothes. So I just stayed with all the clothes. I had all wear Thomas clothes because his clothes are definitely larger than mine, but they fit, so I will wear those. So the healing process went really well. At my 6 weeks postpartum checkup, they said everything was fine. I healed properly. My stomach healed was healing properly. Down there was healing properly. That's about it. I don't have anything else I can think of. Oh, he did get his shots, and he took those shots like a champ. He did cry, you know, when they were poking him, but like 2 seconds after, he was done, and it's like nothing ever happened. So I got 2 little gangsters on the side of me. Okay, try me if you want to. Okay, no, but their pain tolerance is really high. It's like mine. So he took his shots like a champ. He did good. His doctor, I'm telling you, his doctor was like in awe how much they look alike. I always say I gave birth to the same baby twice, because they look so much alike. And it's funny, it's because Torian, please stick your feet up my face. It's funny because I thought Samuel was gonna look at least a little bit more like me, but he came out and he looked kind of like my dad for a little bit, and then his features started changing, and then he started to look like Torian, which, you know, Torian looks like his dad, and I wanted them both, at least one of them, to look like me. You know, I ain't carrying no baby for 9 months for them to come out looking like daddy. I want somebody to look like me, you know? And I'm alright with that. I mean, they're very cute boys, so I ain't mad about that. Me and Thomas's relationship, yeah, it did. I think it got a little bit rocky during the postpartum stages, because I was just tired. You know, when you're tired, you're irritable, you don't feel like talking to nobody. We weren't really communicating like we should have been, you know? And so I think it was a couple of days where we went without talking to each other. He came to me and addressed me. He was like, hey, you ain't talking to me, you ain't telling me how you feeling, you ain't telling me none of this, none of that. So we talked through that, and then, you know, our relationship got better after. So partners, married couples, make sure you guys communicate what you're feeling to your significant other, even if it's just like, baby, I don't feel like talking to anybody today, I'm kind of in my thoughts. And I get like that a lot. I get in my thoughts. So just make sure you communicate to your partner how you're feeling, and partner be acceptable of, you know, how postpartum is going for your significant other. We are experiencing so many hormones. You know, hormones are flushing out of our bodies from not being pregnant anymore. Some women miss the physical pregnancy. They miss the baby being inside of them, and, you know, maybe being able to feel the baby move and kick and do all that. They miss that kind of bonding time with the baby, so that's kind of hard on some people. So spouses and significant others, be mindful of, you know, each other's feelings. Dads, be very mindful of, you know, how mommy's feeling. Mommy, be very mindful of how daddy's feeling, you know. And make sure you both get as much rest as you can. Make sure you spend as much time with each other as you can. Make sure you communicate your feelings for each other. You know, a simple I love you, baby, you're doing great with this newborn stage of your life. You're very appreciated. You're a powerful woman. Moms, make sure you give, you know, affirmation to the dad. Thank you, baby, for, you know, stepping in and taking care of. You know, I'm tired. I appreciate everything that you're doing. Yeah, I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We are at 500. Let's see. As of today, we are at 518 subscribers. So shout out to all y'all. Shout out to all the new people who subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us. YouTube has always been a dream of mine. So, yeah, so we are at 518 subscribers. Shout out to all y'all. Thomas has a channel. I'll make sure to put his link to his channel in the description for you guys. If there are any male watchers, he's doing car videos because he likes to work on cars. So yes, he's doing that. I think that's it. We love you guys, and we will see you in the next video. And if you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. All right, bye guys.